Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm so glad you've joined me today, and I am so sorry that I am behind on my uploading, but this here is my Christmas mani that I had intended on uploading before Christmas, but unfortunately, life gets in the way. I say it all the time. I have a busy life and I work 2 jobs. I have family. Sometimes I just don't get to upload when I want to. So that being said, we are going to be using some gel liners from Dabbler, a green one and a gold one. And then I also have a few different dips from different companies that I'm using for this look. The green is from the 12 Days of Dip Powder from Double Dipped. And then the January sub bag from last year for Double Dipped. That's 𝕎𝕝𝕉𝕼. And then this is Lube Me Up from the Nudie Patootie collection by Sassy Mouth. And unfortunately, this dip is no longer available from Panda Dips. It's called Under the Parasol, but I'll try to link something similar down in the description box. So we're going to do a very simple glitter ombre on the nail that has Lube Me Up on it. But then most importantly, and I'm going to focus on the plaid nail design over 𝕎𝕝𝕉𝕼. I am not going to do my full dip routine in this video. I'm going to show you the pour over method that I decided to use today. I have been preferring the pour over method more recently for several reasons: less wrinkling, thinner layers. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, but I'm only going to show you the first layer of dip powder because, well, it is a little time consuming. And I wanted to get to the nail art portion of the video pretty quickly. So I'm just going to show you how I pour over the first layer, and then we will move on to the glitter ombre and then the plaid nail. So that's what we're going to do here. And I wanted to say that I had some issues. I'm not sure why or what was going on with my camera, but it did not like the lighting. And it kept dimming and brightening, and I don't know what was going on with that. And I tried to fix it a little bit in my editing, but it is what it is. C'est la vie. Speaking of lighting, the one thing that I want to mention about this green especially, 𝕎𝕝𝕉𝕼 a little bit too, but mostly the green, which I believe is called Holiday Cheer. It is quite different in natural light versus like my ring light or with a flash on. In natural light, it looks like more like a deep pine. And in my ring light or with a flash, it's much of a what? It is much more of a brighter kind of Kelly green. Maybe not even a Kelly green. I don't really know how to explain it, but you'll see at the end, I'm going to put 2 pictures, one which is natural light with no ring light and no flash. And then the second one is going to be with a ring light. Like, the difference in the color is a bit crazy. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that because I thought it was kind of interesting. So what I'm doing now is I am using my fan brush to do a glitter ombre using Under the Parasol. A glitter ombre is one of the simpler and more easy ombres to do. I do have a series up on my channel called How to Dip Ombre Using Dip Powder, and it is going to be linked up in the cards for you if you're interested in seeing this in more detail. But I wanted the focus to mostly be on the plaid nail art. So what you'll see that I'm doing right now, though, I will explain this, is I decided that there wasn't enough of the larger hollow silver glitters. So I'm just doing a placement with a little bit of my dip base, and then I'm picking them up and placing them with my cuticle tool. And that's all that is. So I'm going to encapsulate the glitter nail. I'm not going to show encapsulating the solid nails because that's pretty self-explanatory, and I do it quite often in most of my videos. So I just thought it would be kind of more important to see how I do my encapsulation of a glitter ombre nail, because you have to be extremely careful not to spread the glitter to the tip of the nail. So I'm being extremely careful with my dip base. And then I'm going to use my dip powder application tool called the Dipstick from 𝕿𝕚𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟𝕟. That's linked down in the description box for you if you're interested under my favorite tools. But I use this tool to encapsulate all of my colors because it makes it really easy not to contaminate my clear. You know, I don't love getting glitters in my clear dip powder because then I can't use it on my solid nails. So that's why I showed you that. And now I'm going to just clean up a little bit, and I am going to move on to my first activation. After I activate my nails, I am going to file and shape everything off camera. And when I come back, we're going to get into some plaid nail art. And just like that, I'm ready to start the nail art portion of this video. So, I am going to be using 2 liners from Dipalicious. This is their HEMA-free liner set. And I have had a lot of luck using this because I don't get it on my skin. It's only going over my enhancements. So I'm going to start out by creating a straight line from my cuticle area down toward the free edge, and I'm placing it off center more towards the right side of the nail. And I am creating a somewhat thicker line with this color because in a bit I am going to create another line on top of the green line that is much thinner. So they're going to be layered on top of each other, and you'll see what I mean when I get there. I am flash curing each line for about 15 seconds just so that I don't mess anything up. So I'm going to create the line, I'm going to flash cure it for 15 seconds, and then go in and create the next line. So the first line I created is vertical from the cuticle to the free edge. Then I'm going to create another line that is closer to the free edge, that is going from side to side. And then I'm going to create another green line closer to the cuticle from sidewall to sidewall. I hope that all makes sense, but you're seeing it as I'm explaining it. So, and I'm going to just take a little bit of time to perfect these lines, and then I'm going to do a full minute in the lamp. I'm going to cure it for a full 60 seconds. And then we're going to move on to the next step. One thing that I do want to mention, because you can see me doing it there, you have to be really careful with these liner gels because the brush sits in the bottle, so the gel collects around the neck of the brush. So what you need to do is really clean that off well, and then clean the brush off so that you have a small amount of the gel on the brush. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a big globby mess, and the neck of the brush could drip on your fingers and get everywhere. So I highly recommend that before you even start trying to create any kind of nail art with these, that you remove the excess gel from the brush and the neck of the brush. I learned that the hard way the first time I used one of these. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some white gel polish. And again, you know, these gels do not touch my skin at all. They only go on my enhancements. So I've had no issues with using gel polish for nail art thus far. I will just mention that I do have a gel sensitivity, and I only, when I'm using things like top coat, base coat, that kind of stuff, I use a very special kind of gel product that is hypoallergenic. But for nail art, I've had no issues with using gel. So I've taken some regular white gel polish because I didn't want to waste my liner bottle. And then I just put a little dot of the yellow liner brush color. Now, it's so pigmented, I had to add even more white because it was still a little bit too yellow. What I was trying to create is sort of a cream or off-white color so that it wasn't such a stark white against the green, because I'm going to use this color to draw a fine line overlapping the green line. So they'll be layered on top of each other. This took some patience, but I am using one of my liner brushes that I got on Amazon. The set is linked down in the description box under my favorite tools as well. So if you're looking for some really good quality liner brushes, these are great. I am able to create some really fine lines with these brushes, so I love them a lot. So I am just, as I said, starting with the first line that I created. I am drawing a really fine off-white line over the green line. And I'm going to do the same thing for the 2 horizontal green lines. And I am just hoping to create this, I don't know, I'm making it up as I go along. But and see there, I made a mistake, and I'm just wiping it off with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and a lint-free wipe, and I can continue on and not worry about messing anything up. So I'm going to stop yammering because I've been doing a lot of talking, and I don't know if you can notice, but my voice is a little scratchy today. I'm not really sure what that's about. I feel fine, but I'm a little hoarse. So I'm going to give my voice a rest for a minute and let you watch while I do these little lines, and I'll come back for the next part of the design. Now that I have painstakingly added those fine white lines over the green, I am going to add a gold line. And I'm going to add these lines. One is going to be directly next to, on the outer portion of the nail, to the right of the green line, a gold line. And then I am going to add another gold line vertically, parallel to that gold line towards the left side of the nail. Then I am going to add another horizontal gold line just below the horizontal green line that is closest to my free edge. Then I'm going to do a 60-minute cure in the lamp. Make sure that those lines are fully cured before I move on to the next step. Okay, here comes the next step. I'm going to take my favorite base gel. This is my Easy Base from Iconic. This is the hypoallergenic gel products that I was talking about. And I'm going to put a little dab of that on my palette. And now this is a trick that I learned from my girl Jeannie at Purplicious Dips. I watched one of her videos and she did this. And I thought it was a great idea because I really felt like my gold lines needed a little bit more bling. I really wanted them to kind of match my ombre. So I am taking a little bit of the finer glitters from under the parasol, and I am mixing it in with my gel base to create a sort of glitter gel. And then I'm going to use my liner brush to kind of draw it on over my gold lines, and I really love the way that it came out. Like the gold gel, liner gel underneath the glitter really made the glitter pop, which I am so happy about. So I'm really happy with that trick. I'm sure that plenty of other people have thought to do that, but Jeannie is the one that I saw do it most recently, so thanks, girl. So now I am going to take a break from talking again and chill out and let you watch me finish this tedious task. And when I come back, we'll talk about how we're going to top coat all this. Okay, now that I have fully cured all of these lines, and I did take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol and I wiped off any sticky layer that might be left behind, and now I'm using my dip base. I'm actually not using my low odor dip base by Dipomania for this part. I'm using my double dipped base because I wanted it to dry faster. Low odor dip base, as many know, is very slow drying, and I was not waiting around that long. So I'm using my regular dip base to encapsulate all these lines. I'm going to wait until it is fully dried. In the meantime, I'm going to activate all my other nails so that I can start top coating those while the dip base dries on my plaid nail. Once the dip base is fully dry, I will activate and top coat as usual. Simple as that. I just find that encapsulating the gel art when I'm going to be using a dip top coat works best. But this has been my personal experience. You might feel like if you wipe the tacky layer off the gel and you go right in with activator and top coat, that works great for you. I'm just never sure how the activator and the gel and the top coat will play together, so I just would rather play it safe, and this method has been working great for me. As I've said many times before, I much prefer a dip top coat over gel, so if I can find a way to use it, I will. If you have other ways of doing it that doesn't include gel, let me know. I'm always open to learning new methods. Now that I am finishing up applying my top coat, I just wanted to ask, did you have a good Christmas? How was your holidays? Happy Hanukkah, if that's what you celebrate. I celebrate both. My mom has always celebrated Christmas with us, and my dad, who is Jewish, always celebrated Hanukkah with us. So I was happy to be able to do both on the same day this year. The last night of Hanukkah fell on Christmas Day, so we did Christmas presents and saw family. And then in the evening, we lit the Hanukkah candles, and yeah, it was a lovely day, and I really enjoyed seeing my family and celebrating together. I hope you'll take a minute and share with me down in the comments below how your holidays were. Did you do anything special? What was your favorite part of your holiday celebration? I hope that you had a safe and wonderful and joyful holiday season. Here we are, the final product, and I could not be happier. I have never done a plaid nail before. I was always somewhat intimidated, and I am so glad that I gave it a try. It came out better than I expected it to, and holy cow, I can draw straight lines. That's amazing to me. But one thing that I have learned is a good set of brushes, some patience, and a good way to stabilize your hand is key to drawing straight lines when doing nail art. So I'm going to finish up this mani like I always do with a little bit of cuticle oil. This one is going bananas. It is one of my all-time favorite scents from Candy Skincare. I am obsessed with it. I use it all the time. I'm so glad that I got a big bottle of it because I never want to run out of it. I truly hope that you enjoyed this video. It was so much fun to do. I had a blast. I hope you did too. Thank you again for being a part of my little YouTube family. I love having you here. I hope that you will come back again for the next video, which I'm hoping will be my New Year's Eve mani, if I can get it uploaded in time. Please don't forget to hit that like button and let me know that you enjoyed this video. That way I know to continue creating content like this. And it also helps YouTube recommend my content to others. I look forward to seeing you next time, which will hopefully be before the new year. Take good care of yourselves and stay safe. Bye-bye now.